Welcome back to Firefighter Foundations, a short video series discussing the basics of firefighting. Today, we're going to discuss wildland season preparation. So early in my career, my captain took me aside and helped me prepare for wildland season, and we discussed what it took to be ready to go. So I take the opportunity once a year to take a look at my gear and make sure everything is stocked up and ready to go. So let's take a look. Today we'll discuss our wet gear. I'm also going to go over my chest harness, and then we'll also discuss my out-of-county strike team bag. It's important to note that you want to do annual inspections on your PPE, your boots, and your gloves, and make sure that that's all also intact. But this video is specific to taking a look at what is in our specifics to wildland and the web gear to make us successful for long-term operations. The first thing I would note is make sure that you have a pen and paper so you can jot down notes, because you might need to go to the store and grab stuff to update anything you have. So let's start with my chest radio harness. So in my chest radio harness, it's pretty minimal. I initially inspected just for damage and make sure there's nothing wrong. But in this pouch here, I always keep a couple pens, so it's good to take them out and test them out just to make sure that they're working. The other minimal things that I carry are my radio guides that have all the channels in San Diego County. And then I think it's important to have a 9-line reference, so that way if you are in that situation and you're stressed out, you can reference that quickly. The other thing I carry is a pad. It's good to take notes throughout operations to be able to jot things down and reference them later, because you might forget. And then somewhere on your body or in your PPE, you definitely want to have an IRPG. So that's all I carry in this bag here. So moving to the web gear, there's several components that I'm going to look at. I'm looking for overall damage when I'm going through this, but specifically we're going to look at the items I carry. So I acquired this a while ago, but it's got flagging in here that, I just make sure that I have enough flagging to reference and make sure that I have the ability to flag something off that's important. I carry 2 types of flagging myself. I also have this super inexpensive compass that just gives you a quick reference. I have a better compass in my bag, but it just gives me a quick reference to northwest, southeast. I also like to carry a set of goggles that are clear goggles for nighttime operations that are more comfortable than the big goggles. So I'll look at those to make sure that they're good to go. Moving down, I have a pouch for a hose clamp if I need it in an operation. I always like to carry an extra Gatorade for longer types of operations, so that way I stay hydrated and I have something else besides water. I use this opportunity before wildland season to check my water status. I also, most of the times, will empty it and clean it out. So I'll just make sure it's topped off and cleaned up, make sure it's ready to go. So in my case, I like to have a Camelback, so I have lots of water in operation. Moving over to the gloves, again, this would just be part of my PPE inspection that I'm gonna reference my gear to make sure it looks good. I'm also gonna check out my shelter and do the shelter inspection. I'm not gonna go through that in this video. The main one would be the pouch here. I carry a lot of different items in here. I'm gonna pull them out real quick and then we'll talk about them. Okay, so all this stuff came out of my webbing pack here. I like to probably carry more stuff than maybe I need to, but I like to be prepared if I'm on the line to take care of myself if needed. So going through here, I like to keep a bee hood. I've never had to use it, but it's something that I've acquired over the years that just if I was in that situation, it might protect me or my crew. I carry extra batteries for obviously all the radios that we carry, or my Kestrel or GPS unit, or different things. I like to carry sunscreen. You can see my Kestrel here with my reference guide. I mentioned I carry a compass This one is a little bit nicer, or actually a lot nicer than the cheap one I have on the outside of my web gear. And that just helps me orient myself if needed. A long time ago, a senior firefighter carried one of these signaling mirrors, and it inspired me to get one. So this would be if I truly need to signal aircraft, or we're in a rescue situation. It might help affect the rescue of us by identifying our location. I also carry a tourniquet here, just with the chainsaws and stuff. Now that they're widely used, it's a good option to potentially, save someone for extreme blood loss. I also like to carry a reducer and at least one gasket, because it seems like you often need those things out in the field, and instead of having to hike back to the rig, it saves you. So I like to eat a lot of snacks, and so you can see here, I carry a wide variety of bars. Often it's for me and my crew. So when you're on the line for a long time and you're hungry and you don't have a lunch, these are great quick snacks that you can utilize. I also carry these these quick energy chews. They're commonly used in like cycling or endurance sports. They come in handy when you need a quick pick-me-up. But you can see, this is why I inspect this stuff, is these things are pretty nasty, so we're gonna replace these and kind of get rid of them because they've just been crushed. I also have some beef jerky here that I got from one of my strike teams. So through the video, knowing that I was going to do this, I picked up some replacements, so you can see that I already made a list in preparation for this. And then the last thing I carry is kind of my medical kit. So I carry allergy meds, Tylenol, ibuprofen. I like to carry Benadryl, so if there's a bee sting or some type of allergic reaction, we can hopefully, help someone reverse that. Never can have enough Pepto-Bismol or Imodium, just in case out on the line. And then I carry Kleenex for a variety of purposes you can use your imagination on. And then I like to carry moleskin as well. And the last thing that someone showed me to carry was an emergency blanket. Oftentimes we're warm, hot, and working hard, and this would never come in, but for some reason you get stranded and you need extra warmth. I like to just have that to carry. So these are the things that I like to pull out every year and then just inspect to make sure that they're good to go and that they don't need to be replaced. Just like my energy bars, I made that list, went to the store, and then I will be replacing them now. So now let's discuss your out-of-county bag. Personally, I use my out-of-county bag for out-of-county strike teams, but I also use it for overtime. And I do that intentionally so that way I'm constantly evaluating what I have with me and if I need to make modifications. So let's dive in. So in my outer pocket, I carry sandals for the shower, and this is just mesh, so that way they can dry out if I need to put them away right away. This is where I keep my towel and my shampoo type of items. So I've got my towel here, and then I keep shampoo, and I keep extra shaving cream and sunscreen in there. I put everything in plastic bag just so if it does leak, that hopefully it will protect my bag and it won't ruin all the stuff inside. Okay, so moving over to this side, on the outside here, I found this a long time ago. They sell these at REI, but they're really good to just, there's just a bag that has a drawstring on it, and I use this for dirty clothes when, just to keep them separated from my clean clothes. Moving to this compartment here, I'm gonna stop the video, pull it out, and then show you what's inside. Okay, here's all the stuff that's pulled out of that compartment. You'll notice that I like to organize all my stuff into these smaller bags. It just keeps help me stay organized with all my stuff. So this first bag here is all my medications. So allergy meds, ibuprofen, Imodium, those types of things that is gonna hopefully help me not need a pharmacy in the middle of nowhere. Then this one, maybe the most important one, not this flashlight, but this red one here is my foot care bag. So I keep extra moleskin, this KT tape, which is kinesiology tape. Super important. That stuff sticks to your skin extremely well. So it keeps any type of moleskin in place when you have blisters or hot spots that you need to attend to. Highly recommend getting that stuff. It's very expensive in the store, but you can get it on Amazon pretty cheap. Carry an extra set of shoelaces if I need to, and then I just have a variety of band-aids and different types of tapes that might help me with foot care. I also keep some Gold Bond and then some Body Glide that if there's a hot spot, it helps just reduce friction on your feet. This is kind of my miscellaneous / IT bag. With COVID, now I keep a mask in here. I also keep an eye shade so I can keep things dark if I want at night, especially in the sleep trailers. I also keep an extra flashlight in here just so I can see at night when I'm going through my stuff. Try and keep a pack of playing cards, all my headphones, charging cables. I even have a small battery charger or battery pack that I can take on the line if I need to charge something, and then nail clippers. And then in the bottom, I just keep some miscellaneous stuff, so baby wipes, a compact roll of toilet paper, and then Kleenex that I can throw in my line bag if I need to. I like to keep seeds on strike teams and then just backup ear swabs. So that completes that compartment there. So now moving to the main compartment. Try and keep it organized just like the side compartments. I have a pair of tennis shoes for working out and time to relax. I have my toiletry bag, has all my essential toiletries. And then I break everything up into bags to try and keep all my clothing organized. So let me pull it out and we'll take a look. All right, so as you can see, everything's organized. I try and keep it in these bags. As you can see, like this, for example, is my t-shirt bag. So I have all short sleeve and then long sleeve on the bottom. But I try and keep them folded up so they still look nice. I have socks and a underwear container. And then you can see that I carry a backup pair of pants and a belt. I have sweatpants and a sweatshirt for colder weather environments. And then I keep a beanie in here for at night when you're on the line and or just at fire camp. And then as you can see here, this is actually the original checklist that my captain gave me when I was a young fireman that outlines all the things that you potentially might need for your strike team bag. And it's kind of cool. I don't use it so much anymore because I have the experience to go off of, but it was a good reference when I was young. You can see this thrash hat. This is kind of my backup hat, but I do carry additional items if I have a planned strike team. So I'll take my nice jacket. I'll take my Class B, obviously. I might take a travel pillow and a few other items, just creature comfort items. One thing I highly recommend are these really cheap, lightweight, compressible backpacks. They work really well for when you have to go take a shower at fire camp, and it allows you basically to throw all your stuff in here that's essential and not get it dirty. But they compress down and they fit in your bag really well. So that completes what's inside my bag, and I highly recommend these organizational bags you can get on Amazon just to help keep your stuff organized. I hope this video inspired you to get your gear out once a year and inspect it, determine anything that needs to be replaced, also to discuss with your crew or other firefighters what they carry, and maybe add or subtract things that you think are important. Thanks for watching.